But yeah, so after basic training, I spent 5 months plus in basic training. Why? Well, it was only supposed to be 15 weeks, which is, God, no, I spent more than 5 months, didn't I? Okay, it's supposed to be 15 weeks, right? Or 11 weeks. Yeah, 15 weeks for the actual training, which is almost 4 months. Then, of course, we spent a month and a half just waiting to be trained. And then we spent an extra 3 weeks. Why? Well, because they started training us in just a regular basic training camp, which is just the regular 9-week training course. And then we went home for Christmas for, I think, a week or two. Because in the Army, you go home for Christmas, which actually stinks. I would much have rather preferred not to go home and just stay there and got it over with, because you go home and you remember everything you're missing, and then you have to go back, and getting on that plane again is so incredibly hard. All right, we'll level Donald up and we'll call it quits. Getting on that plane again is just so hard to do. Because these things don't give me a lot of XP. Yeah, and then when we got back from Christmas, they said, alright, hey there, what do I do? He's cold? Alright, then fire.
Fire!
No? Not fire? What's that? Alright, no, wait. That's Blizzard.
See ya!
No, oh, I fired because it was cold. I'll get it someday. Anyway. Hang on a second. What was I saying? Oh, right. So when we got back from Christmas, they told us, hey, we're finally moving you guys to an infantry camp. And we were like, oh, yay. What about all our drill sergeants and stuff? And they're like, oh, you're getting all new ones, new unit, new camp, new everything. And we're like, oh, fun. Because, well, first we didn't think of that. And then we get to the infantry camp, and they said, well, welcome to the start of basic training. And we're like, what do you mean the start? We've already done 3 weeks. And the 3 weeks are usually the hardest, because it's where they try and break you. They're the meanest to you. You suffer the most. They try and break you, because they supposedly break you the first part of basic training and then rebuild you. That's their philosophy. And our drill sergeant said, no. You went to that pansy little basic training camp. This is infantry now. You guys are starting over from the beginning. We're like, what? We're like, yeah, we're training you the way you're supposed to be trained. We're like, what? So we had to do the whole first 3 weeks twice. Had to do the gas chamber twice. Had to do the introduction to drill sergeants twice, which is never fun. It just sucked. So yeah, so I basically had an extra 3 weeks of basic training tacked on to everything. I went there October 30th. I got home, oh man, April 20th, I think. Let me think. So October, November, December, January, March, April. So yeah, about 6 months. Oh crap. So about 6 months, for something that should have taken about under 4. Lots of fun. Half a year. And then, right after I got done with that, I'm like, I got to go home because I had 2 broken feet. So that was fun. On my last road march, the 24-mile road march I told you guys about, I walked the last 7 miles on that with 2 broken feet. Which, to be all honest, I didn't realize they were broken. I just realized they hurt more than they'd ever hurt ever in my life. But I kept walking because it was the last thing I had to do, and if I finished the road march, I was done. I graduate, I go home, that's it. If I don't finish the road march, I don't graduate, I don't go home. And there was no way in hell I was going to stay there any longer than I had to. So I kept walking, and it sucked a lot. It really did. I will not lie to you guys. I cried. I had like tears streaming down my face, and yeah. But you know, it happens. And I had to deal with the fact that no one believed that my feet were actually broken or that they actually hurt that much. They thought I was just trying to fake it. And the whole next day, I couldn't keep up with the formation, and I couldn't make it up the stairs very well, and all that stuff. And the drill sergeants thought I was just trying to play it up. Because they said if you really were injured, you would have gone to sick call the morning after the road march. And I didn't go to sick call because it was Warriors Breakfast. After the final road march, as celebration of yes, you've done it, you've completed it, you get to go to Warriors Breakfast, which is where you get to go to a really good breakfast of like steak and eggs, and you get to watch a movie, and it's like a party. It's like a celebration. And I had been spending 6 months in training, and there was no way in Zeus's green earth that I was going to miss Warriors Breakfast because they talk about it and talk about it. So, even with my feet, I said, I'm not going to sick call. I'd miss Warriors Breakfast. And they thought, really, if my feet were that injured, I would have been smart and gone to sick call, which I should have. But I'm not smart. Guess I didn't. Yay, Donald leveled up. So they thought I was just playing it up, and I went to the doctor the next day, and came back with a cast on one foot and a brace on the other, hobbling around on some crutches, and they go, "Damn, Fagin!" I was like, "I know, right? I didn't know they were broken." Yeah, so I get to go home. Well, I was supposed to go home anyway because I was National Guard. I graduated home. I didn't actually get to graduate with everyone because I couldn't fit into my Class A uniform with the cast. And you can't graduate without being in your Class A uniform. Kind of a requirement there. But in any case, I got to go home, and I expected to be the 1 month a year, or 1 week in a month and 2 weeks a year. But I ended up being deployed for about 2 years in Oregon at a chemical weapons depot. A stone's throw away from some of the worst toxins ever created by man. That was not a fun year. And in Germany, in a place called Hohenfels, Germany, which was a lot of fun because I wore a completely black uniform and I played the bad guys. Basically our job was to play OPFOR, oppositional forces, for units that would come in and train to go to Iraq. And our job was to pretend to be Iraqi insurgents and do our best to give them a very bad day. And man, were we good at it. I mean, we should be, right? That's all we did. It was lots and lots of fun. But anyway, I think I'm going to end the grind session there. It's been long enough. Let's go ahead and finish this planet up, shall we? Let's do that. That. Alright. So, back to your regularly scheduled program, yes?